All right, let's get started. Talking about the elements of art this week, and the star of this week is line. Visual literacy. With this unit, our aim is to build upon visual literacy, which is our ability to describe what we see using words. In art, we use the elements and principles of art to assess and describe the physical components of a work of art. So, we are focusing our attention at the start of the school year on the elements of art and the principles of design, also known as the principles of art. The elements of art are the physical parts of the artwork, and these include the following: line, shape, space, mass, volume, perspective, texture, color, time, and motion. On the flip side of that, we have the principles of art, and these are the ways in which the parts or those parts are arranged. And those include the following: unity, variety, scale, proportion, balance, emphasis, rhythm, and repetition. Let's focus on the elements of art. And those are the physical parts with which the work is built. Line is by far the number one used element of art, but not too far behind are shape and space, mass and volume, perspective, texture, color, time, and motion. The element of line, the element of art known as line, is an infinite series of points that are arranged in a different direction. And the direction of a line may be straight, unchanging, or curved, changing. Quite simply, oftentimes we think of the definition of line as a continuous mark from point A to point B. This is the elements of art focused on line. Here you see the official calligraphic signature of Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, who reigned from 1520 to 1566. This is Arabic calligraphy, and it's renowned for lyrical lines and expressive beauty. To learn more about the insignia of the Sultan Suleiman of the Magnificent, we can click on this. And that will lead us to this website so we can learn a little bit more. You can do that on your own. Let's continue. With this artwork, there are two functions of line in the writing. One, linear figure or shape of a written symbol denotes its meaning, or two, manner in which the figure is created can be seen as expressive. SpongeBob outline, where the artist depicts the edge of a form with a solid line. Next to that is another artwork, the Jean Quick to See Smith House. You can think of cartoons. Contour lines define the edges of objects, or where differing areas meet, as in three-dimensional artwork. Our focus this week was on contour lines on Monday and Tuesday. In his charcoal drawing of Lily Steiner, Egon Schiele utilizes contour lines to create a remarkably lifelike and animated portrait. This is charcoal on paper, 1918. Implied lines are a series of points that are connected by the viewer's eyes. And notice how the actual vertical lines below are connected by the viewer's eye, showing the edge of the form or the implied line. Can you read it? Let's take a look at this work right here. This is by Theodore Géricault, The Raft of the Medusa, painted in 1818 and completed in 1819. We're going to talk about implied lines and how useful they are to the artist for communicating meaning. In this artwork known as The Raft of Medusa, how do the implied lines in Géricault's The Raft of the Medusa direct the viewer's eye? You may see some lines up here where this figure at the very top is perhaps creating some sort of implied line, almost like a triangle there. And there it is. When looking at the painting, the viewer's eye follows the reaching hands of the figures up to the peak, where a man waves a red piece of fabric. What do you think is happening in this painting? Well, the painting illustrates the aftermath of the 1810 wreck of the French ship the Méduse. Due to a shortage of lifeboats, over 150 of the nearly 400 French passengers on the wrecked ship were abandoned at sea on a hastily constructed raft off the western coast of Africa. The horrific events aboard the raft during 13 days adrift at sea were described in a widely read narrative written by 2 of the 15 survivors. Contemporary viewers would have known the true story of tragedy which the painting depicts. Now, the implied lines within the painting lead the eye of the viewer upward from the death and despair in the lower section of the canvas. And you can see some of the bodies are deceased. Again, the implied lines within the painting lead the eye of the viewer upward from the death and despair in the lower section of the canvas toward the top of a pyramid of figures who waves fabric toward the horizon, hoping to catch the attention of a passing vessel, trying to catch the attention of somebody to help them. And there's a detail of it. Powerful. Way back here in this little red circle is that ship that they're trying to get its attention. And finally, we have this work, Creative Use of Line. Straddling the line between fine art and new media, Parisian artist DFT's visual line poetry explores themes of identity, time, and human connection to nature. You can explore his website to learn more. You'll notice that there he is. And here is the artist working. Very, very cool. And we will explore his artwork further as we go along with the class.